This is 5 and 10 from Skywatch TV for Wednesday, May 9th. I'm Derek Gilbert. It's a special program today. We're coming to you from Nazareth in Israel, the Holy Land. We're here courtesy of Lipkin Tours, and with me is a gentleman who really needs no introduction. You've seen him before on Skywatch TV, seen him at conferences all across the country, and he is somebody whose work behind the scenes here in the political scene in Israel is very timely, especially right now. We welcome Avi Lipkin to the program. Avi, it's good to see you face to face, especially in your home country now.
Yes, last time we met in Missouri.
That's right, that's right. Well, as we're recording this now, it's Wednesday night Israel time, Wednesday afternoon East Coast time. President Trump has just announced that the United States is withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal. What significance, what impact does that have for Israel, especially with Iran's involvement in what's happening just across the border in Syria?
Well, firstly, I want to give the two aspects as I understand them. Aspect number one, I was on Jerry Falwell TV many years ago when George W. Bush was president, and he asked me what I thought about George W. Bush. And I said, if George W. Bush deals with Afghanistan, which he did in 2001 after the 9/11 attack, and if he deals with Saddam Hussein, which he did in 2003,
right,
and if he deals with North Korea and Iran, he's the greatest president in American history. So he dealt with two, and we were left with North Korea and Iran.
Right.
Now, it might have been a lot of bluster, but I think President Trump scared the wits out of Kim Jong-un. I think that President Trump also made some deals with the Chinese and the Russians in which America would not attack North Korea, the Chinese and the Russians would, and Kim Jong-un would not be able to counterattack. So basically, part of President Trump's legacy, I believe, will be the neutralizing of this very crazy regime in North Korea. Will it join with South Korea? I don't know, but it is neutralized now. It is shutting down its nuclear project. And by the way, the North Koreans have been providing a lot of their nuclear talent to the Iranians and to the Syrians, and I have things I could share about that. Okay. And that affects Israel too. Now, Iran is a great country. The Iranian people are great people. And of course, Cyrus is the role model for President Trump, for bringing the embassy to Jerusalem. I think that President Trump, as part of his legacy now, wants to finish off the threat of the Iranian regime. In other words, not destroy Iran. He said we can destroy Iran. Anybody can destroy Iran, but the Israelis could or the Americans could. But what I think he wants to do is scare them so much, and what I've been reading in the newspapers the last few days is that the Iranian leadership actually really is shaking in its boots. So the solution, in my opinion, and Trump is working in that direction, and Netanyahu is working in that direction, is to bring about regime change. You bring about regime change through an economic crisis. The people in Iran are great people. They are suffering terribly. And in their heart of hearts, all the Iranians are saying, we wish we could get rid of this horrible regime. So I think at the end of the day, we will see a regime change in Iran with a war or without a war. We're going to see a regime change in North Korea with a war, without a war. And I think that Democrats will never be happy with President Trump, no matter what he does, but he will go down in history as one of the greatest American presidents because of terminating the threat from Iran and terminating the threat from North Korea. Now, as far as Israel is concerned, and I said it tonight at the meeting, I said, I see the real threat in the Sunnis. Now, what we're dealing with here is the Sunnis are the proxies of the US, Britain, Europe, the one world government. The Shiites are the proxies of the Russians, Iranians, Chinese. On the other hand, the Muslims see the Americans, British, and the Europeans as their proxies, fighting the Sunnis and fighting the Shiites, and the Sunnis see the Americans, British, and Europeans fighting as proxies the Shiites. So everybody is the useful idiot of everybody else. I think in the end, though, as I said tonight, is that Islam, in my opinion, Muslims are great people, I love them, but the system is crazy, and it's going to be terminated. And I said that tonight.
Yeah.
And
well, I made the argument in my last book that the only role that Islam has to play in terms of end times, fulfilling end times prophecy, is cannon fodder.
Yeah.
To draw the rest of the world into a one world system that's headed up by the Antichrist.
And that's what I said tonight.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly what I said tonight. And I think as far as Christians are concerned, who look at the one world government and the Antichrist and all these different things, these are things that could happen very, very quickly in the rebuilding of the temple when Islam gets banned, when ISIS takes over and does the havoc that it does in Saudi Arabia, it threatens the world economic regime. And what I tried to do was to interlink everything with Bible teaching.
Yeah. So let's talk about your political party, the Bible Bloc Party. You got some good news today.
Yes, indeed. I called, I'm in and out of the country all the time, and the bureaucracy of the government, I'm not going to knock the Israeli government, they're good people, but they have their way of working. And so this morning I was told that no objections have been filed. Therefore, it is a foregone conclusion that the party will be recognized. And they said to me, when you come back from Iceland and Denmark and Faroe Islands next week, we will contact you and it's done. So I'm very excited because I've been preaching about this 20 years. From David Allen Lewis's ministry in Springfield, in March of 1998, I started talking about this. And then Caleb Myers and his team of lawyers, the last 13 years. And so finally it's done. And so I'm very excited. Now we've got to start putting together a party and an infrastructure and offices and people and newspapers, radio and TV, and start campaigning, because our next elections are in a year and a half. And so we have to get 145,000 votes for the first three of our candidates to get in. And my candidate list will be Jew, Christian, Jew, Christian, Jew, Christian. I'm the only game in town for the Christians. No other party gives the Christians the time of day.
What percentage of Israel's population is Christian?
8%. That would translate into 9 members of Knesset. And then 6% of the population is Jewish, married to those Christians. So basically my constituency in this proportional system is 14%. Okay. And, but what I've been saying, what I said tonight, actually I didn't even talk about it tonight, is that millions of Jews and Christians are going to be fleeing from the West and coming home to Israel. And so I think our population is going to double and triple in the very near future.
No, I can tell you, just from what we've seen here over just the last couple of days, it feels very much like home here. There are parts of Israel that look very much like the Ozarks, other parts that look very much like the Midwest. The Jezreel Valley looks a lot like, just Wisconsin or Illinois or Indiana. It's incredible. One last question. Next Tuesday, or next Monday, the 14th, is the opening of the American Embassy in Jerusalem. What does that mean to Israelis?
Well, for us, it's a very, very big hurdle that we've overcome. And actually now you have Czech Republic, Romania, Paraguay, Honduras, and Guatemala. They're going to be opening up, and Austria, they're going to open up there in Jerusalem too.
Wow.
I think in the end, almost every country will have its embassy in Jerusalem.
These are just amazing times. And as you said tonight, to be alive at this time in history is just an incredible thing.
Overwhelming. We are witnessing more fulfillment of Bible prophecy than any other generation in the last 2,000 years.
Well, Avi, I know you got an early flight, so thank you for taking time out of your schedule to talk.
Happy to see you.
Yeah. And we thank you for watching as we keep watch. From Nazareth in Israel, I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.
For nearly 20 years, Dr. Thomas R. Horn has warned of a coming transhuman hybrid age. It has finally arrived. And now Zygon, the celebrated peer-reviewed journal of religion and science, has published a thesis by a professor of religion and philosophy at the University of London, identifying Dr. Horn and his team from Skywatch TV and Defender Publishing as the leaders of the transhuman resistance. But what is transhumanism, and why are academics and leading futurists worldwide suddenly so concerned with Horn's milieu? Hold on to your seat, as all will be disclosed this April. The milieu. Welcome to the transhuman resistance.
The world's top academics and futurists are identifying Dr. Thomas Horn and his milieu as the leaders of the transhuman resistance. But what is Horn and his team of researchers getting ready to expose about the rapidly approaching hybrid age that has top-level professors so alarmed? All is revealed in the new Milieu Hyper collection. When you order the Milieu from Skywatch TV, you'll also receive the brand new full-length documentary film, The Last Religion, featuring over a dozen theologians including Chuck Missler, Gary Stearman, L.A. Marzulli, Joel Richardson, and more on the subject of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the unfolding of the last days. This cutting-edge work was 30 years in the making and is being called the prophecy film for millennials. Also included is the never-before-released audio series, The Hybrid Age, featuring Dr. Thomas Horn and legendary radio personality Steve Quayle. This amazing audio series is nearly 5 hours in length and discusses the game-changing genetic advances scientists are making now. Plus, you'll also receive the 2-time Telly Award-winning documentary Inhuman, featuring members of the U.S. President's Council on Bioethics, top transhumanists, and world-renowned theologians discussing how thousands of government and private research facilities around the world are already working to rewrite what it means to be human. But that's not all. With every Milieu Hyper collection, we're also giving away a surprise package with a retail value of $75 in extraordinary overstock products, mystery items that may include books, audio series, music CDs, DVDs, documentary movies, emergency preparedness items, and more. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of over $160. Yours now for your donation of only $35 plus shipping and handling. So arm yourself for the days ahead with everything you need to know about the coming hybrid age. Get the Milieu Hyper Collection now at skywatchtvstore.com or by calling 1-844-750-4985.